If you guys want to speak, you can request the speaker permissions and then you will be able to speak. Today's topic that I decided to discuss about the politics, the H1B, the H4EAD, stock market, and housing market. These are the usual topics that we discuss. So I thought maybe I'll just highlight them. Or these are the primary five topics that our discussions float around. Okay, we have already got some comment on the YouTube asking for discussing the Dubai rentals. Yeah. We will talk about it shortly. Let some more people join and then see what's going on. I think someone requested for speaking. Was it Arav? I don't know if you got it or not.
Yeah, Anil, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
Good, good, good. No. I see some of the topics were interesting, so thought to chime in. I
Uh,
mean, following your group since long time with respect to immigration, but when
uh-huh,
I see the some investment and some political stuff,
uh-huh.
so everything is interconnected in this micro and macro wall. So thought like if it is helps to anyone would have been great. We get helpful
Right.
by you getting those immigration stuff.
Mm-hmm,
So feel free to chime in on that. I mean, we see like that India might emerge as a better place in South Asia in the world currently than any other place because the way US policies are being holding up with respect to the business and the
mm-hmm,
US dollar. So right now, Jeffries has done the forecast like US dollar against the euro will depreciate by 28%. So many people might have thought few months back that interest rate goes down, real estate prices will come back up. But now we see like generally Fed reduce the interest rate when job market is going south, and that's
mm-hmm,
what's happening right now, and that puts the pressure on USD and
mm-hmm,
technically the uh, your value of dollar diminishing and we are seeing the sign of topping in the stock market as well, so except gold nothing looks delicious. But yeah, this is a point like where people has to be more careful where their investment, whether it's in 401k or something, they should start hedging because, and also we completed 10-year cycle 15 to 25. So now we will go into the transformation phase. So if we see the past history, when
mm-hmm,
.com and everything was there are three phases. One is the uh, initiation phase, transformation phase, and post transformation phase. So initiation phase is something where AI get launched. We see like what it could do. In transformation phase, like where learning and all capability will come into place. Like initially you see in transformation phase, jobs are getting out. And in
mm-hmm,
post transformation phase, AI itself will create job massively. So technically what it requires for us is to like upgrade your knowledge, whether it's AI or multiple fields, rather than staying on one individual skill. It is must to enhance the skill set. And I think 30 31st, that's what expected by JP Morgan, and 31 32 expected by BlackRock. So technically 31 is the year where crazy job creation will happen based on these brokerage houses. So I mean, it's a still 5 6 years down the road, but
mm-hmm.
that is the year where we need multiple skill sets in order to survive in the same state.
Okay. So what you are basically saying is that next couple of years are going to be very difficult,
Yeah, it
somewhere
is.
around like 26 to 29.
So 26 to 27 March, that will
Uh-huh.
definitely be challenging for everyone because of two reasons. First, you have a midterm election coming in
Okay.
November 2026. And
Uh-huh.
the way things are happening,
Uh-huh.
we see like Republican might not gain the seat. They might need to leave it out from House or Senate, something. Okay.
Okay.
And if that happens, uh, next 2 years policy, so right now the policy which has been taken, that is not appropriate with respect to monetization market M2 supply. If you see 2 years and 10 years curve, both are going up when inflation is going down. So this is
Okay.
something called reckless policy and some interference. This shutdown, if you see job numbers are coming today morning, also job number came which revised on higher side. I mean
Mm-hmm.
payroll number, which I think it's a fabricated one, again BLS fiasco, because we see left and right people are getting fired, and I'm on LinkedIn like Amazon people, Meta people,
Right.
the way they putting their posts on LinkedIn says like high paying jobs are getting diminished in some area. So
Uh-huh.
definitely jobs are getting impacted, but Bureau of Labor statistic what it provide, maybe because of shutdown these numbers are not looking correct, but uh, this is impacting pretty high. And if midterm is not in the favor of Trump, then what policy he want to rectify, he can't rectify, and Democrats will take the advantage for that. And why shouldn't they? It's a politic walls. But in short, like economy will get hampered in that particular state. And Jeffrey's saying like March 27, where
Uh-huh.
euro will appreciate like 17 to 18% against the US dollar. So, being said that, what could be the factors which could do this? And that's one of the, and another reason which I think, that's my personal opinion, doesn't needs to
Mm-hmm.
be true, but US has 36, 37 billion debt. Now, right
Mm-hmm.
now, if you see gold price is going up, and if you see who is buying, that's not individuals. It's most government of multiple country, and specifically to BRICS. And why they doing that so? Because they are trading into their own currency, so they have to back their currency by gold. So that's why they are like getting gold into their safe like crazy. That means the number of demand and supply for US dollar will decrease gradually, because transaction will get lower, because government does bigger transaction than individual. So US dependency gradually could go down. And
Mm-hmm.
right now same thing is happening. If you go TLT, which is the treasury of United States, you will see
Mm-hmm.
right now sitting at lowest. And if you see the Berkshire Hathaway report, like they have highest cash on the hand and highest exposure in TLT, because no one is investing in treasury where government will force the global meltdown intentionally. So people will come and chase the US treasury. And if you see the investment of Berkshire, it's right there. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have exposure that high in the stocks, it's in TLT. So they know something which we don't. And based on macroeconomics, when people will turn to here, interest rate goes down, bond price goes up, and TLT goes up, and people generate
Okay.
the return. So that's how it works. So I think US wants, and why they want to do that, when interest rate goes down on TLT get up, but at the same time US government has to pay less interest on their debt. So
Okay.
that is the one of the reason global recession maybe for a couple of years. I'm not saying, because we are not yet there, but they are forcing so different part of the world start investing into United States Treasury. And I think this is we think so like different policies coming recklessly, but I don't see them recklessly. They want market to absorb such shocks and start getting dividend paid in TLT. And if you see right now, everyone whosoever is have invested in 401k, I must advise there is something called breadth diversification. So
Hmm.
where is your market versus what is the how many stocks are contributing towards your market exposure? Right now, market is up. Only 17 stocks are contributing to your market exposure on the higher side. That means rest of other stocks are not participating, which calls breadth diversification, which is one of the base indicator, Buffett indicator against GDP. That is also at this higher than 1929. And the third
Okay.
thing, which alarming here, retailers exposure. So people who owns, they putting into stock market and they are earning really nice. Whosoever has invested in past 6 7 years. Now when big wells coming out in the market, think like someone has $2 billion worth exposure. When they sell, suppose Nvidia, if it is 200, if they start selling Nvidia go to
Mm.
180 or 175. So technically, they will lose uh, their return too. So what they do, they take the Nvidia from their money power 200 to 225 and then start offloading it. So what happens? The people who will load it between 200 to 225, when you are close to top and very hard to predict the top, we just see different signs which says either you hedge your 401k or you change the asset class like from equity to gold like that. So that is most essential right now. And whosoever listening, like I advise you do your due diligence. But these are the factor and follow like your 401k path, hedge it, and you will see what is the difference. Because for an example, Plantair right now is trading at close to like $187, 600 P, where industry P's is 25. Same thing happened 2.5 years back. CIFAR, like mining in that, contract with Amazon, uh,
Uh-huh.
small firm, ASTS, monopoly on the Starlink. So, I mean, people always chase the big stock, but small stock has a small risk, but the higher potential. You just need to data dog. I mean, right now it looks big and people hear about it. SpaceX, private venture capital had like $25,000 grouping investment. Right now,
Uh-huh.
same 25,000 face like more than 300,000, or whatever issue price comes, whatever is higher, they will offload it. So, I mean, opportunity is always there, but I advise everyone when such time comes, take consult with your. I know people has invested, people has whosoever has invested without any advice, they also gain the money. But now this is not a time. Next 2 3 years we have a roller coaster, but if you hedge it, this is your hard earned money. I mean, just protect it.
Right. Yeah, I've been hearing this from a lot of people that market is right now in bubble and they're also very scared to buy anything.
Yeah, so I mean,
You
so I can say like based on my research, like gold should come close to 3,400 and should go back to 4,800. Uh, and also you guys need to concentrate on energy price, crude oil and everything. Why? When
uh-huh,
that price is going down means production is going down, economy is slowing down. Okay, so
uh-huh,
people thinks like, okay, crude is going down, inflation will go down too. Yes, you are right, but at the same time your economies also will go down because your production is go down, and that will cater the less demand, uh, less supply, and that's not good for the market. Their forecast will go down. So it has a like both side uh, thing. Again, real estate, I mentioned, people had thought, I mean, whosoever I interacted 6 months back says like when we do refinancing, because when interest rate goes down, real estate price will go up. But when interest rate is goes up due to the monetary transaction, it goes down when job loss happens. That's a history. And then when federal interferes, federal increase in July and now, because job number doesn't look good. It
uh-huh,
won't do it in December because that job number is not available to them. And if you see right now, many realtors like Lenar, Toll Brothers are saying inventory close out. I mean, we never heard 3 years back where people used to pay the premium, correct? So even though
right.
your interest rate is going down, they are not able to sell that inventory because people have the fear of job change or job lost. They don't
Mhm.
take heavy investment.
Okay, right. One of my friend told me that his house got vacated, rental home, and he is not able to find the tenant for the last 3 months. So
Yeah.
he has never seen this kind of market before.
Yeah, that could be right. Again, so there is a application called Reventure. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it shows you free of charge where list. So and that is like composition of all MLS and everything. So that shows the trend in which uh, state, which city, how much
Uh-huh.
price movement is happening, like lower side, higher side, based on monthly, quarterly, and how much pending listings are increasing, and what is
Uh-huh.
the time period of each listing. So that tells you about the economy as well. Like more pending thing happens across the board means people are not investing into the large investment. That is one of the thing you guys can check. It's free of charge. Okay, I mean, you don't need
Okay.
to have the pay because you will see old data maybe 1 month out, but at least it will give you some insight.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I heard this stock market analysis from someone else as well that mm, I mean your analysis is pretty on the same line that first the AI will create the noise, There will be a lot of job losses because businesses don't know what to do and how to project the next wave of revenue. And then once they settle down and they are able to find out what AI can do for them, then they're going to ramp up hiring and things like that. But the other point of view is also there that by by, by 2030, we might just see the robots working in the jobs that humans do. And there is going to be, very low number of jobs that will be created for humans specifically. And then the concept of universal basic income will be implemented by most of the government so that at least people can get some kind of money. And that's going to be a very big change for humans because there will be nothing substantial or meaningful to do to earn the money.
But I don't you
Yeah,
think so? Like when such thing happen, government will start interviewing, saying like AI cannot be utilized for this purpose versus that, or some limiting on that. That could come, correct? If that started happening, I see like Optimus, Amazon is coming with the robot and everything. Like they are eating up the
right,
job left and right, correct?
right. Yeah,
So
maybe
now
2030 is maybe a little early, but Elon was also projecting the same kind of future that there will be robots everywhere for even for doing smallest of the jobs, just like giving you shower, there might be robots, right? So
I don't know,
that
man. I mean, let's get out before that, man.
get out to India.
Doesn't matter. I mean, better option. See, I mean, I'll tell you guys. Like, I thought this way that like, um, we spend most of the time in with gaining such experience. Think after 5 years or 10 years, people are thinking like, if there is no job, they said there is an opportunity. You can do the business. Like for an example, I heard like Dubai is providing golden visa on certain condition and everything. I mean, nice place. You invest whether even though like we invest in India and get the money into like Indian account or here taxable if you are investing a certain amount or more. If you take the money into the Dubai account and then convert it into Bitcoin and transfer it, it's a non-tax asset.
Hmm.
So I mean multiple things, and I mean I would advise like everyone. You guys are smart, doing activity in your field. Start thinking to create something in your field or do something when you are financially retired, and think that because I think that will survive you more than anything post next 10 years because industry will be too challenging.
Right. It will be very difficult for the white collar person to find a suitable job unless they upgrade themselves or find some completely new area of work.
Yeah,
I guess it is the same moment as when the internet and the computers were coming to India and the bank employees were scared that their jobs will go away. And I heard that at that point there were a lot of friction and a lot of unions were against bringing computers into the banks and the schools and everywhere. But it happened. I mean, you cannot stop it. So the same way AI is going to change the future. And AI is taking a lot of jobs right now as we speak. So there will be a lot of changes, a lot of jobs will be lost, and new jobs will not be created to replace them. So yes, you are right. We will have to do something. And
have have one question for you, Anil. I mean, out of this investment and those topics, so think
uh
that like this Trump government has increased the obstacles for new H1B coming from outside the wall, correct? And
right,
they also increase the barrier on student because of that. So
right,
technically they have stopped both students and new H1s coming into it, correct? So
right.
don't you think is it a great time to clear the backlog because there is no entries coming, and this dignity act and such bipartisan act is coming, Don't you think so? Would it help it to us, or is there a way that you can see that we can get benefit out of it, or you see like whether there will be any impact or a greater chance or any communication in the pipeline where something with backlog could be done? Because when I read something, these guys are planning someone has 10 years or more I-140 charging 20,000 or so, giving not green card but like kind of a EAD or something, and stay in the green card line and some increase in the cap something. So what do you think? So what is your thought about? Is there any possibility, or do you think so? Is there a great chance with Republican, or do you see anything happening?
Well, their intent is very clear. They want to remove people who have got the green card and the citizenship also. They're trying to find smaller mistakes in their application and trying to deport them. So I have very little optimism about they doing anything to remove the backlog. In fact, they want to remove the people instead of removing the backlog.
Oh, man.
So yeah, so I don't see any substantial immigration reform passing. In fact, they are just adding more hurdles to every single legal pathway. If you see news every month, there comes something new, and then you are in for a surprise. Like they removed the H4EAD auto extension as well. So a lot of people will lose their job if their application is not processed on time. And
Oh,
secondly, for H1B, the hurdle is that if you have to go back to your country for some reason and you don't have the approved I-797 and no visa in the passport, then you have to pay 100K to come back. That's the biggest problem. So if you go and you don't have an option to come back before you leave, then you're gone. No company will pay $100,000. In fact, somebody contacted me recently and they had this specific situation where the consulting company sent them back because there was no project, and then they promised that they will bring him back, but then Trump announced this $100,000 fee, and he doesn't have the approved H1B right now. He had previously approved H1B, but he cannot file the extension now or the amendment or anything just because he doesn't have an approval now without paying the $100,000 fee. He's stuck. He's trying to go to some other country or find some other pathway, like come here on maybe F1 visa or some other kind of visa, and then convert to H1B. But there are problems there as well. It's not straightforward. Yeah, they are adding hurdles, and their main intent is probably to just, get rid of as many people as they can while the government is still in power. So I have very little faith in what they're doing with respect to reducing the backlog. I don't think they will do it. If it happens because of the side effects, like it happened in COVID when they gave the complete travel ban and then the embassies were closed due to which the spillover happened for employment based category, that may happen because they are not eagerly approving a lot of visas. They are reducing funding for embassies as well. So they might not use the full extent of family-based green cards, and then the spillover might happen to employment-based category. But that's all. I don't expect anything else. In fact, even after the spillover, if they wanted to reduce the backlog, they could have done it. Ultimately, they wasted 80,000 green cards, which could have moved the Indian queues to at least 2017 or 2018, or at least it would have cleared the whole backlog till 2014 end, but they did not do it. So I have very little hope, to be frank. I mean, I know it sounds passive, but
so
it is what it is.
So one more thought. Don't you think so? Like this is what my observation. Most of the firm, for an example, if you go like um, most of the top 10, 15 firm, Right now, if you see the job, they are saying we are not sponsoring visa. One line has been added, including Amazon and many other company. So don't you think like this will open up the more contracting job, because no more new talent is coming and no hiring happens on the board. Definitely job will be on the lower side, but whatever
Mhm.
will come would become on the contractual basis rather than full-time basis. So that would be also again a shift, correct?
Yes, quite possible. In fact, a lot of people who have legal status other than H1B, like EAD or green card or some kind of other type of work visa, they were happy. I have spoken to a lot of people and they are happy that this is happening because they think that their chances of getting the job will increase. And secondly, their salary might increase as well because they will be in a better position to negotiate. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's how the world works, right? Somebody's loss is somebody's gain.
That's correct.
Yeah, so that will happen. Market will shift. In fact, consulting companies like TCS and Infosys have already stopped hiring. I know someone in Infosys at a very high executive level position, and they were saying that they have completely stopped hiring the H1Bs. They're trying to rebalance, and most probably they are. If they have to hire, they will be hiring in the near shore, like the Latin American companies, or maybe in India. But if they're hiring in USA, they are hiring the permanent resident or the citizen.
Yeah, I think
That's
this
what
is
they're
a great
doing.
opportunity if someone wants to start the services like to getting the American outsourcing business. Then I think to gain the access, this is the one of the best time.
Right. Yeah, but still, see, there everyone is at a very, unique junction at this point of time where AI is trying to take over the human jobs. In fact, in San Diego and San Jose, there are a lot of billboards which say that stop hiring humans. AI agents are here. So I don't know how governments are going to react because they are going to lose the tax revenue as well. Are they going to tax on each AI agent that the company uses, or because humans will lose job and they won't contribute to the taxes, but they will still need to eat food. They will still need to drink water, consume electricity, and do whatever it is. So governments will have to provide some kind of benefit by reducing the taxes or maybe giving some kind of money in their hand monthly or do something about it. But it's coming faster towards us than we can imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, AI is the reality. And I have even tried the coding one, and I spoke to a lot of people who are using AI for coding, and it's pretty amazing. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw AI writing the code. It's
Oh,
not that mature, but it is very good.
oh, yes, I can agree. Like, so I was looking for like someone to build the application for my new venture, and uh, people even in India were charging like 15 lakhs to 20 lakhs Indian rupees for everything because it has some API driven stuff. And then I
Right.
connected someone. So there is a website called immersion.sh. You
Uh-huh.
just ask what you want, it will create a prompt with like whatever. So I didn't know like what is the integration backend and how that happens, how people log in, how payment gateway. It had done everything. It asked me the question. It took my time 1.5 hours just to replying to those answers, and it created a whole preview ready in 2 hours with all integration, with all IDs, what I have for API, and uh, it provides the Git code for $8.
Okay.
So I mean, see a human which told me like it will take 1.5 months. Not only that, it does unit testing, UAT testing, provide all use cases to you in GitHub, and you can review that in case you have some issues. You can take the help. They will deploy for you for $50. I think it's great. I mean, it's your luxury. You can do whatever you want to do. If you want to change something on your app or something, you are not dependent. Not it's a less expensive. I mean, less than $200 to just giving the labor for building app. I think
Right.
everyone should have one personal app.
Right. Yeah, this will happen. In fact, Sam Altman of OpenAI predicted that these SaaS apps, software as a service, will become like fast fashion. The fast fashion that we see these days, it changes every month. These apps are going to become fast fashion too. They will see so much competition because everyone will make their own app using AI. So it's going to change every month. So the future is very, very unpredictable right now. I don't know which way the market will go. But I was thinking on the other end, like if everyone is going to create their own app, there will be a lot of fraud and there will be a lot of AI agents which will be getting into your system like the viruses, the old Windows viruses that we have grown up. If you remember in 90s, the virus was such a dreaded thing, right? These AI agents will take that, space. So the AI governance is going to take a pretty big role here. How to govern an AI agent and how to control it, what kind of boundaries we have to set so that if it starts hallucinating, then we stop it immediately. If you know, there was a Deloitte case recently in news. What Deloitte did was they took huge amount of money, I think 500,000 or something like that, from Australian government, and they submitted a report. Australian government had hired them to do some kind of research, surveys, and whatnot, and submit a report. But what Deloitte did was they just used Chat GPT to create that report, and Chat GPT injected all the wrong data, wrong stories, wrong events, has events that did not even happen or exist. And then government found it out and they fined them heavily because Deloitte did not declare that this report was generated through AI or had AI components to it. So Deloitte had to publicly accept their mistake. So this is going to happen in future. But did I lose everyone?
No, no, no. We are here.
Okay. Looks like I spoke too much. Everyone went silent. No, nobody understood.
No, no. I
So,
just waiting to let finish you and Dharav.
Okay,
So I could go ahead.
go ahead.
So basically, I'm not. I don't have much to say on investment like which we do Dubai, India, or whatever, wherever. But the only thing which I would suggest to everyone, just invest yourself in your health. Otherwise, whatever you are gonna do and something is happened, then nothing is gonna work. So one thing which everyone should do is spend 2 hours in gym or in any physical activity, any sports. That's the only way to keep you motivate in any kind of situation. Otherwise, all these surrounding things, immigration, AI, this is gonna affect you much more faster than you think.
Right. And 2 hours means real physical work, keeping your mouth
Y-
shut.
Yes. And
Right.
yeah, and also, I mean, it should be part of our daily activity. I mean, I do see 80 years old guy in the gym and they are pretty regular. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, in India, why this has not been taught to us like this should be the activities, physical activity or the exercise should be part of your daily routine. Like we eat, we talk with friends, family. It should be part of the our daily day-to-day activity.
Right.
This
There
is
is
a
a there is a Kavi poet in India. I forgot his name. His last name is Sharma. He never laughs. I think
Surinder Sharma. Surrender Sharma.
Surinder Sharma. Yeah. I was watching his interview and he said that I never exercised in my whole life. And when the anchor asked why, he said, why do you want to give pain to your body? Just relax. He said that look at me. I'm young. I just laugh. Oh, I mean, I don't even laugh. He said, I don't even laugh. And I don't do any exercise. And the same
Yeah.
thing is with Buffet. Buffet also says that he has never stepped into the gym. He eats whatever he likes to eat and just stays happy. So there are
Uh,
two different thoughts. Maybe they are exceptions, but yes, I agree that
I mean,
you should do
definitely,
something.
yeah, a couple of folks with born with blessing of the God.
Yeah,
They can do, they can survive in all the negativity and they can bear all the negative things of this world and they will be still happy and
yeah, and
healthy. But not everyone.
yeah, and people like you and me will lose the hair first, and
Yeah, and the second thing which I just want to tell that people are still believing that this administration is going to do something for the legal immigrant, and I'm stick from the first day, and I told this multiple time in your X chat, Anil, that there is nothing to do with the legal or illegal for Trump. They just
right,
want to get out everyone, and the people who still believe that this administration is going to do anything for legal is still keeping themselves in a dark room. And I also wanted to be feel same kind of burn, not like the not like the Indian community. Like there is a lots of Filipino, Latino who keep holding the banner Filipino for Trump, or Hispanic, or all these Latin America's country folks for Trump. Everyone need to feel this because lots of uh, illegal people were also from those communities. Now they are capturing, they are sending back to the home. And also one thing, if some, and you will see, it's just only 1 year. People will say Biden administration was 100 times better than this administration.
right.
Also,
In,
yeah,
in, in fact, not today's, yesterday's Mamdani win has also triggered a lot of people where they were saying that, why Mamdani won was because a lot of immigrants like Indian, including the Indian community who voted for Trump, is actually not happy the way they are treating the immigrants because everyone, even with the legal documentation, is facing the fear that they might find some kind of small issue with their application. Maybe, they did not write the date or something. And
I'll
then
give you the
they,
example,
right.
Anil. I mean, a friend of mine staying in States 15 years, his H1 was in renew, and this is the 2 weeks, 3 weeks old scenario. He got
Uh-huh.
annoyed, and why? He had one parking ticket in Philadelphia in 2011, for which USCIS didn't find the record. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and my friend flew to Philadelphia, find that particular ticket, went to a nearby court, registered it, and now he sent it back to USCIS. Is this the way to give reason on Noid?
No, this is not at all the reason. Yeah, that's the problem I'm hearing from a lot of people. Very small petty issues which were even settled as per the law and fines were paid and everything was fine, but they still have to, explain it. And then the bigger problem is that if it is a USCIS and they send you a deportation notice, then you have to go to the immigrant court and explain it to the judge that you are doing everything by the book. This is what happened when they started sending the deportation notice for the within the 60-day grace period, and people had to, spend $10,000 to hire a federal attorney and file a case and then explain it to the judge that this is USCIS's own policy. We are not doing anything different than what they have said is legally allowed. So, and then the judges don't even know about that 60-day grace period. You know that. So a lot of people did face challenges in explaining that to the judge. So yeah, you're right. It's just unnecessary problem, and I think their intent is to create so many problems that you self-deport yourself. You get so much annoyed with it, or your company gets annoyed, and then they try to, get rid of you as soon as possible. I think that's their intent.
But I think like this is politically this is not a right step for United States. I'm not saying being an Indian. I'm saying being a financial person. Like so, five
Right.
top economy of the world is China, Russia, US, India, Germany. Correct.
Right.
Now, out of that, if Russia, China, and India gets together, their exposure is like uh, 80% higher than United States. I'm saying 80% higher than United States. Why other people will go invest or do any business with United States? US can't align with Russia due to different USSR reason. They don't
Mhm.
want to do with China because if that happens, then China will overtake the US economy,
Right.
which they don't want to have it. And third, it's India where they can and they are spoiling the relationship. So what these three countries do and that Bagram Airbase and everything, that's a strategical move. I think so, and I think this will. I mean, if you don't see the good change in U.S. policy, I don't think so. This is good in favor of United States in long run because US is a consumption based economy. It is not production based economy. So we
Right.
we need to
Right.
make sure like this thing has to be controlled. Otherwise, I mean, one good example India did like I don't know Zoho or something. They 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 started.
Mhm.
So if So I mean, you should stick to India for sure. I don't think so. They have a choice to stick with China or uh, uh, Russia due to their personal reason.
Right.
So
I agree. Because in this globalized economy where every country is dependent on the other country, you cannot really have the closed economy. If you do, then of course the consumer patterns in USA will change because of the huge taxes or the tariffs that they are adding and increasing the price of each product. This will definitely lead to inflation and then the consumer patterns will change. And once the consumption patterns are changed, it's very difficult to bring them back.
and you know that there is a case on Donald Trump, and I think there is hearing
Okay.
next week. So what tariff
Hmm.
that he levied that was illegal. So if that proved, and Trump has tweeted yesterday too, like if that happens, market will see these, that, so and so. But point is that like case has been filed, and there is hearing next week on him regarding imposing tariff as he wants. So under some U.S. Constitution, he can't do that.
Right. He cannot do it until there is an emergency and there is some kind of invasion of America that is happening. That's the law. So yes, but they have done is they have declared that there is an war declared on America by the aliens, which are supposedly the undocumented and the people who have migrated here. So that's what is getting challenged in the court. And I think there was a Congress hearing or some court did give this statement that this is not the situation that you can perceive as USA under attack, and president does not have the powers to add tariffs on as he wish. So he has to go through the Congress. And I think some Republicans also sided with this understanding that Trump does not have Trump or the president does not have the powers to impose tariffs.
Yeah, and I think you might have seen the tweet today, like so
Mhm.
Mar-a-Lago, that Christmas dinner price has fallen down,
Mhm.
correct? That indicates people are less interested for midterm funding,
Right.
correct? So, I mean, to be frank with you, I'll put it straight. So big companies that doesn't like when restriction comes where they make some money, whether it's Indian labor or their import export for their raw
Mhm.
materials or anything, and that is being happening. And policy remains unconstant. So what would happen to the business? I mean, how they will receive the funding? I'm doubting it.
Right, right. Yeah, it's very difficult for a business to project what kind of revenues they will have and what kind of things they should buy at what rate. And then because they have to order, I think 6 months in advance, it's very difficult for everyone, I would. What will be, I think market has already absorbed this fact that tariffs may not sustain because market went down to, I think, 4,900 in April, but then went back up and then it has been rising and rising and rising. And whenever Trump's, comes out with some kind of new tariff or doubling the tariff or some kind of statement, market does not respond to it anymore. I'm not a market expert, but I think market has already absorbed that fact that tariffs will not
Yeah,
stay
so
for long.
see, there are 4 or 5 incidents. If you see, there is a China when he was in Basan
Mhm.
2 weeks back, and he said deal is with China.
Mhm.
Market jump 5 6 points something next day. Market is do reacting, but right now everything is running in the AI hype. Okay,
Yeah.
there is nothing with respect to tariff or anything. If you see what's I have one stock
Mhm.
SPRB, man, in 1 week it's just a stock like $10 to $170 in 1 week. I mean, are you kidding?
Right.
What they producing? Nothing. Like just based on AI hype. I mean, I believe me. Like I just see like, and I'm always because what I see their self. If they are invested in B class securities, if you gain, sell it, book your profit, enjoy. Do not dare to even hold for one more week. I mean, it's not about whether it goes up or down. It's like you are putting your capital at crazy danger. I mean,
Mhm.
not good at all because this thing always happens when you are about. So, there is another theory called 2 year and 10 years inverse
Uh-huh.
relationship post that
Uh-huh.
18 months market corrects and 18 months completes in March. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
No one is able to top the market or anything. That's a fact. Okay. But if assume if I take the precaution and market went up, it will be my opportunity cost, correct? I
Right.
lose the opportunity profit. But if market goes down, I will lose my actual money, correct? So what is
Mhm.
better to lose? People just have to decide
Right.
that thing. And the way everything is shaping up, I don't think so. Even China will last. It's all about the rare earth materials. Okay, this is not
Right.
about AI or Nvidia because everyone want to control that digital currency. Okay, and Trump has called world financial money that company, and that will utilize the stable coin.
Mhm.
And for that, rare earth material is required.
Right.
Okay, so these all drama is for that, nothing else. I mean, he's not worried about. See, I mean, like what's his name? Elon Musk was with
Right.
him. Now he's not with him indirectly. So he's kind of a person like whatever he say to us, he might not honor tomorrow because
Right.
he has a flipping personality.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think that's the reason the rare earth metals was the reason behind going to Greenland as well and trying to acquire it, if I'm not wrong, right? Greenland also has some rare earth minerals.
Yeah, but correct. So that was the reason behind acquiring that. But I mean, it won't come that easy.
Of course,
Uh,
yeah.
and if it comes, it will be great. But if you see everywhere where he is giving the concession on, there is rare earth material. There is not a common country where there is no rare earth material in negotiating, because he's negotiating with only three places and all three places has a rare earth material. He's not negotiating anywhere
Right, yeah.
else.
So a lot of people from India, they migrated to these places thinking that if they acquire it, they will get the citizenship and the green card directly. I mean, it's a joke. Nobody got it.
Nothing gonna
Yeah.
happen, man.
So, Anil and others, I'm sorry to interject this, but regarding H1B,
Uh-huh.
does anybody have any views that, okay, the fees that was applied for was for the new H1Bs, right? But what I'm thinking is that most likely they will come up with the new rules where the wage levels will be changed now. That will impact the existing ones, right? Uh, the recalculation of all the wage levels, like level 1 to level 4.
Uh-huh.
Does anybody has any thoughts on that? What could that be? What I am thinking, and I kind of completely agree with you, they are finding ways to pack bags for whoever is here. That is
Yeah.
the primary goal, one way or the other. So, and given that that is primarily Indians only, and
Right.
one of the most of them are sitting with their I-140 approved. So the only way to push them out is, increase the wage level to a level where they cannot renew the H1B again.
Right. So
So,
last time
and
they,
any thoughts on that?
yeah. So in their last term they did it. They
Yeah,
they increased the salary across the board by about 35 to 40%, and in some cases more than 50% for each job. So for
yeah,
example, if at a specific location you're getting $100,000, and that's the prevailing wage set by the government, they had
yeah,
increased it to like 130 or 135 to hire an H1B. The employer has
yeah,
to pay minimum of that salary for that role to hire H1B. And then there was a lot of noise created by employers and everyone because that was a huge jump and no employer would be able to afford it. Yes, they are thinking about doing same or something similar this time also. But it's really difficult to sustain because I think it will be met by some kind of lawsuit because they are trying to, remove you from the market completely.
yeah. And that is the
Right.
expectation,
Yeah.
right? So you are saying that the wage increase may not happen that easily.
Right. Even if it happens, it might be, challenged in the court
I mean,
as
going
as
by,
everything else is getting
I
challenged.
mean, so I think that's the strategy
Yeah.
they have. Okay, okay. Well, what I'm thinking is that probably, uh, only few all these big employers
Yes.
like Cisco's, Intel, and all. Most of them will not be able to match those new wage levels. Just even
Right.
though they have decent salaries there, but still, I think that even they will get out.
Right. Their main intent is to, do something where you lose the job and then you have to self-report
Yeah,
yourself. That's
yeah,
their
yeah,
primary intent because they can't do it
yeah,
legally or they
yeah.
can't find they can't find any other way without going through the Congress. And some people are also saying that if you want to create so much pain for the H1Bs who are waiting in the backlog, why don't you just say that okay, no H1B from tomorrow, and then we will have a
No,
clarity at least that what needs to
if they
right.
had that kind of power, they would have done it. They are not doing it only
Right.
because they don't have that power in their hand.
Exactly. Yeah. Because they have to go through the Congress for
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And
So the general consensus is that just sit tight, stay, do not take any chances, just stay where you are and ride this wave.
yeah, but 4 years is a long time. One way or the other, they will find a way. I mean, all these
Yeah.
things are directly targeted to. I mean, it's not a good thing politically thing, right thing to say,
Yeah,
but it is easily understandable that it's targeted toward the Indians
right,
on H1B. Whether it's H4 rule, or the green card date of filing changing to final action day, or this 100,000 fees. I mean, the only group getting affected in this is the Indians. That's
right. I agree. In
that's
fact,
all. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah,
I spoke to one of the family. They had valid H1B, but their H4 I-94 had expired.
yeah.
Okay, and then the problem was they were new to this. They are new to this country. They have only spent 3 years. The
Yeah.
spouse on H4 was so scared that she did not even
Yes.
step out of the home for groceries because
Yeah.
the rule says that you should have valid I-94 all the time with you. But she was so because they're seeing all those videos about
Videos,
I
police
did.
grabbing people.
Yeah, so when they spoke to me, they were like shivering. So I told them that yeah, it's a very difficult situation, but you don't have to worry that much because you have legal paperwork and H1 I-94 expired just because of the passport expiry. Otherwise, she had the
Yeah.
H4 approval. But then
Yeah,
still they
but
were very
I mean,
scared.
yeah, but it won't surprise me if that thing is used as not renewing on time
Right.
to throw them out the way they're looking for reasons.
Exactly, exactly,
Whether it's a traffic ticket or anything.
exactly. So then attorneys suggested them to, go out of the US and get the visa stamp. You won't believe she was so scared to even go to the airport to take the flight out of USA.
Yeah.
So we had to convince her so much. They have created that kind of fear in general public's mind. And I think that's the reason they
Uh,
have lost badly in New York as well. Because a lot of
I
people are
mean,
feeling threatened even though they're following the law. They just don't like the way they're getting
those
treated.
people who don't like it, they don't have votes here. So really,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is. I mean, that fear
That's
is actually a feature, not a bug from the
uh,
administration.
exactly.
It is by design. It is.
Exact language they use in their tweets is threat, right?
I mean, it is by design they're doing it. That's the whole purpose of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So people do get scared, and then they even stop
Yeah.
talking, and then this. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, you're right. I
I mean,
agree.
4 years is a long time. Something or the other everyone will face.
Yeah, 9 months. We are
It's
nine.
just 9 months in.
Yeah, it feels like 9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And I guess it will become even more unhinged after the midterms because then more elections are there.
right. But people are saying that they might slow down after midterms based on the kind of results we get. If Democrats win more, or there's an inclination
No,
towards
I think, I mean, they always get excited from this kind of
uh
language and other things. I mean, the target audience doesn't really mind this,
Okay, yeah,
right?
yeah, that's true
So,
too.
I mean, in fact, that will, in my opinion, and I may be wrong,
Mhm.
obviously, but in my opinion, when other things will not work to change the news cycles, this will be even more forcefully implemented because that's how the news cycle can be changed, right?
Yep,
If your
quite
economy is
possible.
not working, immigration is the one which
Right,
will get you the good headlines.
right, right. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I again not a very politically right thing to say. I always felt that immigration is the Ram Mandir of US. चलता रहेगा, चलता रहेगा. One side or the other needs it always.
Right, right. I agree.
It's
They,
not about logic.
yeah, they just have to keep the fire burning, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This visa or that visa type. Earlier, I think it was
Yeah.
southern border, but this time it is
So
H1B in the highlight.
till last cycle, whatever was illegal and Mexican, now it is becoming Indians illegal.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
quite obvious,
Yeah,
people are building a base for already that for the next cycle.
right, right. Yep,
So yeah, tough times
yep.
for all the Indians there, not
Yes,
just only the
yes. Right,
yeah.
right. Agreed.
Yeah.
And anybody from Bihar here? I wanted to discuss Bihar election. I've been following it, and I wanted to have someone from Bihar and their point of view. What do they think about it? If no one is from Bihar, then we will skip this topic. We have already discussed Mamdani's one. If anybody else wants to share their opinion about New York City polls, I have Satya, Manish, Dharav, Hussein as speakers. Do you guys have any opinion, or we should move ahead? Yeah, it looks like nobody wants to speak. I'm watching a lot of reels, and it really like the way he argues and his knowledge is not necessarily because of the Bihar elections, but in general, his point forward, it's something to learn from.
Right, Anil. I'm not from Bihar, but I'm just border of the Bihar. I'm from last 18 years.
Okay.
I'm in before coming
Uh-huh.
to US. So yeah, I know many of my friends are following the Prashant Kishore Party Jan Suraj in the one of the group WhatsApp group, and I know a lot of happening with Jan Suraj. So they are have new industry as well as the new job for the Bihari people, and they don't need to go to other state to to get the job.
Right.
So let's see. As a good good vibe with Bihar, mostly young people. So let's see how it
Right.
go in the election.
Yeah, I was watching the documentary today about how Mamdani went from like 1% to winning this election in 10 months. There was a lot of, uh, you know, traction created by him on social media, and that's how he became so popular in such short span of time. And I think this has some parallel with what Prashant Kishore has done in Bihar. In last 3 years, he has created so much of chatter around what he's saying and the kind of issues he's bringing up. Because I was never interested in politics, to be frank, and that because I'm from Delhi and Bihar is pretty far away from me. But I am still watching his videos just because what he's saying about the policies in Bihar and how politics should be done. And to be frank, I'm not watching any other politician's videos except what Prashant is saying. So I was very intrigued by this fact that why social media does your mind if you handle it.
If I can comment.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah, this is Nishant. So, hometown a month back,
Okay.
and you won't believe the students, those who are in tuition. So, most of the students, like after all the banking preparation from that age itself in Bihar, or let's say IIT.
Uh-huh.
So, a lot
Okay.
of students from these tuition classes,
Uh-huh.
uh, like I know like couple of students like who are convincing their parents
Uh-huh.
this time to vote for Jan Suraj
Okay.
because he's not talking about any history like how Jangal Raj was there earlier or not. We all left Bihar because of Jangal Raj. My parents moved to Gujarat in 90s because of that.
Uh-huh.
So he's not talking about all those stuff, but the point is he's mainly talking about everything is, Humpty and Dory after Nitish Punjab, Tamil Nadu, or Maharashtra. Why not are people staying in Bihar and building? So those sort of topic which is addressing that why we do not have jobs here so that we keep our people here. So a lot of young people they are trying to convince their parents. It was other way around. Like earlier, parents see, no, like we should. This is the right way. We should vote for this. We should vote for that one. But this time it was other way around. Like young people, they were trying to convince their parents or elder people. Like no, let's do this differently this time. Only issue he opted out from election. He is not contesting any election, right? And then the interviewer asked that if you have opted out and if you have to choose between Nitish Kumar and Saturday and Sunday, I'll choose Nitish Kumar.
Okay.
The recommendation that if you are not voting for me because you think I cannot make a government this time, go for Nitish Kumar.
Oh, okay.
So a lot might have changed after that interview.
Okay.
One, he's not contesting the election, and then he openly said like, if I have to choose between, he should have said like, I don't think anybody of them. You should choose us. Someone from our party will get to the top rank, then he'll go on the Bihar. But then he said, and I believe a lot has changed. Now people have made up their mind they don't want. So I believe total voting percentage maximum huge success for him if he pulls more than 10% vote. But I think it will be 5 to 7. But people were excited. I was there. I could see people were really excited about him that, we have the Lalu's party. People were pretty excited, at least the young girls. But yeah, I feel it's somehow diminishing now.
At all.
Like,
Couple of reasons behind that. The guy, Prashant Kishore, I think he got paid, if I'm not wrong, based on the official figure, 68 crores for season. He might not come as the candidate for that particular party. And two things like which off me. First was the candidate and was denied by BJP. So I forget, India has a very famous podcast guy. He's pretty blonde. I don't, sorry.
Samdesh,
Yeah, maybe correct. I think because he's a uh, one one of the good podcast anchor I like. Interview and interviewer both. So which I like because he goes into the fact the head of the party and who was lost two times in Congress didn't get up. You appointed head of party because you are staying in this bungalow. That time Prashant Kishore defended him. But I think Prashant Kishore right now he made 241 crores based on his tax filing in last 8-10 years. I mean who gets in that term? He's a pretty smart guy. His skill is good, but I don't think so. He has an intention to uh, get into the election. And another aspect is that, which I read it, Nitish Kumar has a specifically to women and age would will work for Nitish Kumar more likely than any other party when Nitish Kumar is in the business?
Women, women mostly they will vote for Nitish. Um, Drinks liquor completely, and there were a lot of cases of domestic violence in villages because of liquor. Came in power, I don't know, like maybe 15 or 20 years back, and those girls, when he gave bicycles, easily 70 women will vote for him. And that no matter what party he is with. Earlier he was with BJP and then he was with party. Any alliance, women will make him win.
What you call NDA.
Yes,
I
that's
think Chan, uh, JSP is also aware about that. One of the big event, uh, party fun and many other aspects are there competition between JSP and NDA. There might be little competition because 30% plus, or I sorry, my bad, 30 or higher. I'm pretty much sure based on like what I heard. Uh, any competition at stake at all. They might not enough to like even go close to getting a seat.
Bihar, I was, and they were saying that Bihar is a swing state with 3% margin. If 3% people swing, 3% will result in probably 35 seats going here and there. So if Prashant is able to do.
I'm not saying don't take it negative, but
Yeah, I'm
correct.
just discussing. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
taking on. Yeah,
more logical guy. And Bihar logic gets into their brain.
well, I don't know.
I mean, I give the benefits to Bihar people. They will visualize that better than the conceptual thing.
Because, see, Mamdani also did the unrealistic thing, being a Muslim, having the Asian face. He did what was considered to be
Oh
impossible.
man, I agree. Like there is an opportunity if you have that smartness in you. So this is the beauty
Right.
of this country for any day. I mean, and it was one
Yeah.
of the great example. Anything. and the way he embossed his speech, that was also really nice. I mean, he wrote, I mean, at least it's a message. Whatever happens, what he does, that's a secondary thing. But message was clear, like people, and he will protect the jobs. And believe me, I would say this next is that thing only, which will be the job protection from AI.
Right. Yeah.
But the
That's one of the big.
jobs, people that you will lose your job to AI, then that you are losing your job to immigrants.
Yeah, but
See,
sure.
most of the MAGA base, they do not consider AI as a threat. They consider this logic, the job thing, right? It
Yeah,
will go either way in favor of Democrats.
because they probably think that global warming.
No,
Yeah.
let's manage. You can't.
So I have little contradictory opinion here. So if you guys are aware, like 500,000 indirect resources for blue collar job, 4 hours. Okay. So now people
Right.
is starting to visualize because themselves are getting impaired. Laid off from Meta, Amazon. I'm just talking about last week. Based on what I read, their posts on LinkedIn, it says like and total in the in those layoff and everyone average salary was 186,000 was the average salary of those who got fired. They know that psychological death remains longer of time when something happens to you rather than what you hear. An election of 2029 will be on the job security at first because AI will give you many things if it general. And I can say he's the smartest guy. He said that this will happen and economy has to adjust in order to see the growth of that. This won't happen at large scale. I mean, Optimus is not yet in production. Once it comes into the production, people will say, I think someone said, let's go 2 hours for gym. They will ask Optimus to, can you make me exercise, So for anything, and people will lose their jobs somehow. Literally say has more opportunity than any job holders because there is no uncertainty. Growth will be abnormal, $500,000, but the job security would fluctuate very, very crazy.
Right. Agreed. Any questions or you want to speak?
Yes, I'm planning to India next week. So I have been working with good Indian service-based company. Uh, I know anything can happen anytime, but since I have a visa trip, so I don't I don't think I have
Yeah,
I should.
there is nothing wrong or nothing to fear as of today. But tomorrow is a new day.
Right. Know that what Trump is going to do or what policy change. It can be happening any day.
Think so that
So,
Yeah.
quickly come.
so in one sentence,
Yeah. I know family, but it's okay. Let's
So
let go.
I have two friends. Both of them have. One of them is going. One of them is not going. One of
Right.
them.
27.
Yeah.
So I just go to meet my parents 4 weeks and then return back.
So do one thing. Don't sleep at night because Trump comes up and
And only for me, right?
you
yeah,
heard about
so,
the day when this 100,000 proclamation came. They now, sorry, $4,000. And I or in the flight, they literally off board the flight.
yeah, I know that. In fact, we were heading to JFK flight, which is normally 400 turned to 4,400 initial. Yeah. I mean, you can't really do anything about these things.
Yeah, man. I mean, go. If something is in your destiny, in this fear.
Right.
Fine. So, yeah.
And another question Anil I have is to come next year. So for existing H1B people compared to current market for next year.
We might also increase because there will be less resources. Yeah, and then AI is also trying to eat the jobs. So nobody knows what the markets are high that you will get higher pay.
Right. Okay.
Caveat that you might have. There are a lot of people. Dharav is here. He has very good knowledge about some. Nishant, have you spoken, Nishant? You are listed as speaker.
I was in US. I moved last year to Australia. So,
Very nice.
so
I moved
I was
to
there
months.
now I'm thinking I remember 2018 and I was there till 23 and the COVID got stuck. But in 23 I got and it was very hard decision and the PR and that time Biden was there. So in October I came to Australia and now when I that I'm not there I feel really bad for my friends who cancel his India vacation just because I know uh, what will happen in the stamping. So I feel bad. Somebody else take the office and everything is smooth as per the immigration act, right? Everybody has worked hard. They have made a good life. Their guy comes and say, "Go back." It's painful. I feel bad for a lot of that. At one point of time, I chose reliability over money.
So what is how is the Australian market for the job perspective? It's slow down or
Only one good thing is that if you have a job, there is a stability. So that way it's quite safe here, but it's good. But let's say if you are in project management or product management, it's bit easy if you are in tech, but still job. And here mostly it works based on networks. You will get a job without interview as well. So here a lot of networking, like business, women in business, women in tech. So a couple of friends and networks over there, and that's. But I believe it's a bit reliable than US. I'm not hearing a lot happening in US right now. So
Yeah, and it's more laid back.
yeah, yes, I'm loving it actually because you will see them sitting in some of the bar. So
yeah,
nobody provide a lot of after office support for deployment and release till 7:38 in the evening. Office after 5. So good. Money is less, definitely, than what I used to make in US. But then okay.
yeah, but you have peace of mind, I feel, after work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the discussion today, and he made a point that health is wealth. Today, work is just part of your life. It's not we are accustomed or we are designed to keep working and running in the rat. And then someday, if you get fired, that position would. It's better to just enjoy, stay, stay in a 5 years, you will become a citizen also. I have friends in Sydney who became, and then they have become citizens of
They'll be eligible in 27. I'm definitely planning to take that. I do not want the uncertainty over and then if at all in later part of life, if I decide to move back, it will be my deciding. my future. I don't want that. Yeah.
To uh, their capital, but I forgot. And I stayed in one of the Airbnb. That family, when I took, had a very negative view of USA, saying that USA charges you so much. Their life was very smooth. They were not worried. They were just living. They told they told me that it's not that hectic here. You live normally because healthcare is covered. In fact, for 10 years, within 5 minutes, no appointment, nothing. I printed the Australian license. You won't believe I was shocked. And in USA, DMV is like the
Because you had US license for more than 3 years. But let's say if you do not have any developed, it's a hell of a process here. You have to go, you have to convert your Indian license, and then you have because you had you know license more than 3 years for a developed country like US, UK. For me also, it was within a day. Like I got the license same day, but for my wife, it took almost. She had Indian license. We converted that to so that will take time.
okay. Yeah, man.
It is nice. It is slow. At the end of the day, we are not going to eat money. A bit of food, like it's enough. But life is very slow pace. Nobody is running behind meetings or nobody's. But it was pretty new tool and everything, and I wasn't able to uh, deliver the user stories on time. Try and only one response was there from manager. No worries.
Right.
Just one. It's so yeah.
Exactly. Ordered furniture from one of their main stores. And in USA, you would expect it later. They said it will come next month. And when they said no, if you want to cancel the that's how laid back attitude there is.
It's good as well. It's quite a culture shock for Indians. And today I'm software engineer. Another couple of years I want to senior software engineer, then lead, then manager. Like we are behind them, more than 50-year-old, and they are still senior analyst programmer. They're happy. They'll drink beer every day, even 4 o'clock. They're happy, like they have to read somewhere. Yeah, it's good. It's not bad.
Yeah, I think you made a very good decision.
I also think that way now.
Very nice.
Like, I mean, you said,
Yeah,
like, in US, like, pay was good in my company. My company is hiring in India
Right. No, 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 not no. So let's say, let's take it. So your take home would be around, let's say if your take home is 10,000 in US, in any other second tier city like Austin or Nashville. So if you are getting 10K over there, and if you are getting, you might get a 2 BHK house in, like, let's say $2,000 a month, right? Mhm. No, so see, right, right, no. So I think, we have moved abroad initially for money. I moved to US for money. Abroad, let's say US, Australia, Canada, anywhere, whatever your requirement gets covered in first 3 to 4 years. After 4 years, every obligations I had in India. Now, after 4 years, I believe we stay in this road. But can you imagine reaching to your office in 10 minutes? No, you will be driving. So, but here, like, how I believe, I do not get it, or I also got in a day. Can you imagine getting a fresh driving license in India within a day without patient? Couple of years, it's all about money. That is the reason we move outside, and then pertinent to us, that we are getting a clean air. You go to your house, you know that feeling of our water, so that we get one point of time, money, like opportunity, definitely I get it's as good as what we are making in Australia. Then at any point of day, that guy would sign, not because for the money now, or but for lot of good stuff which gives the smooth life, like mornings. Just imagine in my Activa 1.5 hour and 10 minutes, and uh, like I reach. It cannot replace that 10-minute train journey, the half-hour Activa drive and traffic. Yes, yes, yes. 40 Right, see, struggles are everywhere. I agree. I agree. But see, lot of people do that as well.
It's a very subjective, it's a very subjective topic, right? Maybe, some.
I'm from Delhi. For me, the air quality matters more than anything else. I don't want to make diamonds out of it. They QI less than 50.
And in my,
Though it depends in startup and do the fresh air, with no issue. Travel to Delhi. I had a rose where my journey would have ended, but without dying in India than here. If I step out of home. But yeah, like to and again it's not in point. I went to Melbourne, Canberra, everywhere, and it was so beautiful. Yeah, it's nice, very picturesque acidic, very scenic. So yeah,
Quiet. If you go out of the city, quiet and
So, guys, uh, there is 70% chance the Supreme Court will rule against Trump's rate jumps to 11.7%.
okay.
See, I won't say bubble, but I would say normal range. So whatever is average, if you are like above average at 60 P, which is good, but industry not right thing, correct? And this is see like probability saying Supreme Court will rule uh, probability.
Okay. And then is this decision, so we have to be ready for the fireworks next week.
Because Trump is not in favor of that decision.
No, no, no.
That could go downside as well,
Yeah.
change the train.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But this is,
Okay.
yeah,
The percentage, the base percentage, like AQI, 50 is already hazardous, right? So what is the delinquency rate that is hazardous?
generally, in last, I'm talking about 15, 20, not good for the economy.
Okay.
What we received it just now, just got it from bar chart. I just pasted it in the chat and this is all able to even pay the money in the personal retail sector.
Okay.
Business related.
Okay. So basically, they are not able to pay their lease.
That's a real estate transaction, maybe on rental.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that. Oh, same.
No, it just came just saying like everyone wealth next 3 to 4 months and or not just say yes sir.
If your boss is involved, donate your
By the way, Dhara sir, if you have opening in India, if you have any opening,
You can and we are hiring in India too.
okay.
yeah, and give me
I can what is the company name? Illumina, right?
Illumina.
Illumina. Okay. That's good. But I should also. And I'm alone here, so I'm thinking to move
Yeah, right now, if you have a huge scale, there is good opportunity because credit company Equifax. So where I live, Equifax is there, have a best implementation partner. Now they created 1,000 people in India, and whosoever were working through Hyderabad, there is one more place I don't remember, but they had an either or.
40 lakhs per
They asked them through TCS, they asked in India, this is an offer if they want to accept 1,000 people in India, and now here
global service centers in India and moving the job. But that's a very valid point. Listed as speaker, have you spoken or do you want? Okay, looks like Hussein is. I don't have any questions on YouTube. Think something in US market. So, what is yours?
man, this is not 3-4 months. Will come back to 3,400. That time start investing at a straight way. 48 years when market is not doing good or good return, commodity will be there in the market. Like Mofa and Jeffries, if you read it, you will come to know.
Okay.
I never realized that conversations are stop.
We are moving from stocks, politics, personal life, India, Australia. We have
Good. On the private late, but so I was talking to somebody over the weekend, one of my friends, and they have Vanguard as their client. And what Vanguard has, including the people who have got their green card, are gladly accepting, is so they have their capability center open up in India, in Hyderabad, and here working, and they want to move a car. I don't know which model. That's what at least I heard. And two people are doing help, doing that kind of people, and perks and benefits.
really
So
Yeah,
there will be different
the counterpoint is what if, I mean, in few years time they want you back over here and do so much of be sending you back. Why would they want you back again? Back.
offshore. They never come because why would they hire an expensive resource to do this cheaper or the low cost? It's all China has become the manufacturing that the USA labor available to do it and the same price which China is making. Manufacturing in India is expensive and India are made in China. I don't think it's going to change. It's very checked out.
But Anil, I think recession happened in 2010. Did like centers in India 15K government things and that whole culture policy is like very it's so bizarre. There is no constant kind of policy comes like you might through.
Policies define a lot of things, but businesses always try to find low cost, sell it at a higher price, back somewhere maybe, and that's very difficult to bring them back to the India. I don't think they will bring back in there, but they won't bring those supported. They would have done what kind of I know because these sending they would have at least planned for the
But 15,000 people next day
right.
market value which it gained in 1 year.
Right, right. Yeah, and hiring or some kind of concept that they're middle management layer and the people who are reading one of the news port Yeah, quite possible. Yes, and there is another comfort these Meta, Google, nobody was sure what's going to happen. So they, I don't know how true this is, but this was without even thinking. And now they are, yeah, irrespective whatever they did in the multiple way more than to fire people because this is third round, they book like very the valuation very nicely and each talks when they get the job or something, just give the salaries till the a person who lost job in right 45 minutes or something that's left, but some no last call. Yeah, let's see today. What today? Yeah, the voting easy, make me drop. Yes, one lady, Anil, I also trade into the like
check out Planted had a result, correct? It's sitting at 190 and 195. So this week for sure, we only see that at the end of the week because for today, $61 billion has sparked from that strike.
like it's going over my head, to be frank.
Yet if they take these cryptos, commodities, whatever it comes to it, right? Watch, don't do anything for me. I'll tell you, Anil, something pretty interesting. So tell you it out for rent. You get close to 1700 to 2000 rent, correct? Expenses and everything. So roughly assume you get 1200, 1300 net impact algos where users are not putting more than $3,000 and algo is not trading you like 6%, okay? Which is $60. And you won't believe this. And it does not trade average and few other things are there. And you won't believe this. It just earns like 11 to 12% whenever it takes a trade. 22 trading days. It takes 15-day trade. But when we did the accumulation on that, so they will earn 130, 140. So risk is like, assume tomorrow your 1,000 becomes zero based on news. You are not losing fortune. But
Right.
when you are churning $1,200 a month, $1,300 a month with $3,000 investment, and even though you churn that for 8 months out of 12, it's a very good investment. And this thing will done by algo and it is doing crazy.
Right, right. But yeah, I mean, we will keep the stock market discussion for some other day, maybe, because what you're saying is pretty deep, I guess. Because I'm not able to
Yeah,
catch most of the things. Now, I'm a very basic investor. I'm not deep into stock market, so I don't know many of the concepts, but I would like to learn and discuss it with you. So
no,
maybe some
anytime,
other day.
guys.
Yeah, maybe
Anytime
some
for
other day.
us.
Yeah. So I guess most of the people have also left. So I guess it's time to close the call. And you know, I'll be live next Wednesday again, same time, 8 p.m. Central, to discuss the topics that we discussed today, like politics, immigration, stock market, and whatever you want to discuss. But please feel free to join again and share your opinion. And thanks for joining. Thanks, Dara, for your detailed information about stock market. I really appreciate it. And thanks
Mm,
everyone who joined and
bye
spoke
bye.
their mind. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.